الله من الشيطان الرجيم من يهد الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فأولئك هم الخاسرون ولقد ذرأنا لجهنم كثيرا من الجن والإنس لهم قلوب لا يفقهون بها ولهم أعين لا يبصرون بها ولهم آذان لا يسمعون بها أولئك كالأنعام بل هم أضل أولئك هم الغافلون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-A'raf. Last night we read the ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the bad example of those people who get the right, the true path, and then choose to stray away from it. Hakim al-Ummat Ma'ashri Sathani rahimahullah has written Allahu Akbar, that this applies to those ulama, those knowledgeable people who with their deen, using their deen, earn or prefer dunya or want to gain the respect of dunya or the worldly things of dunya, and when the chance comes they choose dunya over this world or the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us that they change the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the meanings of the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go in accordance with their own wishes or the wishes of the people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Such people never find comfort, never find peace, and there is punishment for them in the hereafter. من يهد الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فأولئك هم الخاسرون. The one whom Allah gives guidance is the one on the right path. ومن يضلل, as for the one whom Allah lets go astray, فأولئك هم الخاسرون, those are the losers. So this ayah puts forth the key principle that hidayah and dhalala, or going astray, they are basically controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a principle: whoever seeks hidayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them hidayah. Whoever chooses to reject and turn away from hidayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lets them turn away. So who is that person for whom Allah chooses guidance? That the one who seeks it. And who is that person for whom Allah chooses dalala, or lets them go astray? Those are those people who want to go astray, who want to turn away from the true deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by not using the faculties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them properly to find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to come to the conclusion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only ilah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the only Nabi to be followed. وَلَقَدْ ذَرَأْنَا لِجَهَنَّمَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. Surely we have created for hell a lot of people from among jinn and ins, from among the jinn kind and the mankind. So this means the same thing, that it is decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there will be a lot of people who would enter hellfire, but these will be all those who chose it themselves. لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the reason why they are going to end up there. They have hearts that they do not use to understand. This tells us that heart or qalb is a seat of deeper understanding of deen, recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lahum qulubun la yafqahuna biha. These people who do not believe, who are going to enter hellfire, their hearts did not understand, their hearts did not take effect. Walahum a'yunun la yusiruna biha. And they had eyes, but they did not use them to see. وَلَهُمْ آذَانٌ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا. And they had ears with which they did not hear. So their eyes did not get a lesson from what they were seeing around them, happening to the world, in the universe, and to other people and to their own selves. And they did not have ears that would listen to the word of advice and accept it. أُولَٰئِكَ كَالْأَنْعَامِ بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ. These people are like cattle, بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ. Rather they are much worse, they are much more astray. What is the meaning here? We have heard that humankind is ashraful makhluqat, is the best of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the fine thing to understand is that as a class, human beings are more superior than all other creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. even more superior than angels. But when you compare them on an individual level, individual basis, an individual or a certain group, because of the things that they are doing or because of the station that has been given to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can be superior from another group which is overall superior to them. For example, Sayyidina Jibreel ala Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, who among us can think that we are more superior and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than Jibreel, although he is an angel? Allah. Similarly, there is among the jinn kind, there is Sahaba. There is people who came and met the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who among us can say that we are better than those jinnat? No. So when you compare the class, human beings are the best creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ashraful makhluqat. But individual level or group level, a certain group among human beings can be much worse than even cattle. And how they are, ulama have explained that what is the level of sense that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put and the faculties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in different creations. If you look at the most, in a way, creation without sense, a creation whose life is not apparent to us. You look at jamadat, those things that do not move. For example, stone and clay and soil. Their purpose in life, they are not harmed by anyone. If a stone is lying there, it will keep on lying there. If it is hit, it will move, but it will not be hurt. Similarly, the soil and the clay. So the kind of life that they needed, the kind of faculties that they needed, and the purpose of creation that was given to them, that was allotted to them, they are fulfilling it. Similarly, you look at the plants, which are a little higher up in terms of sense, that they know, at least the plants can grow towards the sunlight and derive their nourishment from the soil, and they know which direction to grow and which direction to make their roots grow and which direction to make their stem grow and which direction to make their leaves grow. And when the hard time comes, they shed off their leaf and they preserve life, and then when the springtime comes, they start to produce foliage again. So that kind of sense, as much as was required for their purpose of creation and the kind of service that has been given to them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them, and they are using it. Next come the animals, who have a very developed sense of pushing away the harm that may come to them and deriving their benefit out of things that they may need. For example, they can move towards their food, they can move towards their shelter. Most animals can actually build their shelter. Similarly, they can run away from danger, they can attack animals, they can eat from trees, and they know what is of benefit to them and what is of harm to them, and the purpose of creation that they have been allotted, they are fulfilling it. But among the human beings, the thing that makes them superior over animals is this aql, is this intellect, which is different from shahawat or desire, and which is different from anger and passion. It is something that controls these two, and it is something that tells them that this world is not everything. For animals, this world is everything. They do not have any shariat. For human beings, they have intellect, they have aql, they have logic, and they have sharia. So their purpose is not that they have to do the best in this world, but because they are, by virtue of them being human beings, they are supposed to look far beyond this world. And their purpose of creation and the faculties, the reason why they have been given these faculties, is to actually work for the akhirah, work for the hereafter. Otherwise, there is no difference between animals and human beings. So those human beings who do not use their faculties to understand and realize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and work for the life hereafter, but prefer this world and the benefits of this world over their hereafter, they fully deserve to be called like the animals. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going another step. Ulaika kal an'am, they are like cattle. Bal hum adall, even more astray. Because if you look at it, the job and the responsibility that was given to the cattle and the thanks of the faculties that has been given to them, which is to use them appropriately, they are doing it. What task they have been assigned, they are fulfilling it. But these kuffar, they are not even doing that. The fact that they are not giving the proper thanks, they are not even using. So if you compare them strictly in terms of who is doing their job, the kuffar are not doing their job, the disbelievers are not doing their job. So therefore they are much more astray, much worse than even cattle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Ulaika humul ghafilun. These are heedless people. They are heedless. They don't care about the akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. But this is the example of such people. Allah. And this is the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses them. Sometimes Allah exemplifies them with dogs. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exemplifies them with donkeys. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they are like cattle. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they are worse than cattle, much more astray than even cattle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from becoming like that. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma ja'alna min ahli al-Quran alladhi ahluka wa khassatuk. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi sayyidina wa ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ameen. Alhamdulillah.